The municipal corporation withdrew approval for the event after learning that the topic of discussion was, "Is Jamaica ready for same-sex marriage?" On Monday, the rights group Montego Bay Pride was granted leave to seek judicial review of the corporation's decision. It was also granted an interim order to go ahead with the event. The attorney representing the gay rights group Montego Bay Pride, Maurice Tomlinson, says despite being given the go-ahead to host its public forum, it will continue with the judicial review.
We have to proceed because the issue is if next year we apply again and we are met with the same kind of resistance again, we go through a lot of expense and a lot of time to put these things together. We can't be subject to this arbitrariness. And for us, it's to ensure that anytime we want to host our events, and anybody in Jamaica wants to host events, we should be able to do so, and the government would never be allowed to arbitrarily deny us, and that is why we will be proceeding.
He says following concerns about using a venue in the center of the town, Montego Bay Pride tried to identify alternative locations but were denied access. Mr. Tomlinson says the decision to insist on the Montego Bay Cultural Center was made following discussions with the police about the safety of attendees. The attorney says he isn't worried about possible security issues which could arise from public backlash.
I've always found that people talk a lot on Facebook, but they don't really act. Because when it comes down to it, they have to give up an evening to, come to downtown Montego Bay after work, etc. We've had these kinds of controversial discussions before, We had one on the church and the Buggery law before. And it's the same kind of hysteria that was whipped up. But at the end of the day, we've probably got 20 people because there's a lot of talk. But that aside, we will be working with the police to ensure that there is adequate security. We're not going to be careless and put on something that doesn't ensure that our patrons are safe.
Meanwhile, Mayor of Montego Bay, Homer Davis, says the municipal corporation's attorney will file an appeal of the court's decision.
Our response is based on the ruling today from the court about Montego Bay Pride using the Montego Bay Cultural Center. We have instructed our attorney to file an appeal in the appeal court.
Kimberly Broderick, Frontline News.